What's up, everybody? We are here with a Borderlands 2 skill video. It's been a long time since I last made one of these. And this one is for the Salvador level 80 build. So as you guys can see here, we just kind of got right into it. Didn't waste any time. This is just what our tree looks like for skill 80. Of course, yours will look different because you're not 80 yet. But this is what it should look like. This build is pretty damn safe. There's a lot of wiggle room with it. I don't find myself getting stuck at a lot of areas. I'm going to showcase a few areas, like we're in the Area Nexus Badlands, I think this one is. Yes. And I was doing some Saturn farming, so we're going to do a Saturn kill so I can show you guys just how effective the build is. But I'll just stay on here for a little while till you guys can see. I don't necessarily have to get into every single skill because if you guys play this game, you know pretty well what they are. But a few key ones for sure is the money shot, which is right here. The last shot does that amazing amount of damage, plus 880%. And deal the damage bonus, that's a key one. Locked and loaded's a key one. The recharge rate, especially when you're in fight for your life. And then, of course, down but not out. You can gunzerk while you're in fight for your life. And then this one too, no kill like overkill, which is bonus damage. And then piping hot, keep it piping hot. While it's in the process of cooling down, you gain increased bonuses. Then we have this one here, which is shots have a chance to not consume ammo. Gunzerking duration, of course. Recoil while both guns are gunzerking. That's a good one. Yippee-ki-yay is a good one. The more enemies you kill, the gunzerk time increases. 2 grenades while you're gunzerking. That is a fantastic one. Gunzerk cooldown, just shooting an enemy. And then the longer you hold down the trigger, the faster you reload. That is very handy if you have an infinity. And then we have... I'm just seeing what skills here are really big ones. Yeah, these ones are all just kind of... These are all good skills, like, as a whole, but just the ones that stand out were the ones I just shown. Money shot is a definite, though. And then this is our gear that we're rocking. So we have the double penetrating unkempt herald, a staple of the Salvador build. And then, which you can get from farming Savage Lee. He has a chance to drop, I think, 5 heralds in a row. Or not in a row, but 5 heralds just in general. And then this one is obviously the best because you have the ×2. So if you combine that with the B shield, so multiply that damage by 2, and then with the B shield here, plus add that amount, whatever B you get, add that amount to this, and that's what you get. And then when we mentioned what money shot combines with it, you also get that with the money shot damage, and it's constant. This is constant, because you have your amp shot drain does not get affected. So it's really great, because usually when you have an amp shield, as soon as you fire your first shot, your shield goes down, but this one has no amp shot drain, so as long as you don't get hit, you'll continue to do all of that damage. Then for our second pistol, which is these two coincide with each other when you're gunzerking. These two and then these two, so these two work together. This is the grog nozzle you get from the Tiny Tina DLC. It is the Dwarven Ally quest, I believe it's called. I'm just double checking here. I think it is. Excuse me. Beard makes the man. I thought it was Dwarven Allies. Beard makes the man. That's the quest you get from Tiny Tina. And as soon as you get that quest, you will get this gun, which is a mission weapon. You do not complete that quest, and you will always have the grog nozzle on you. And it's slag, so you slag the enemies, finish them off with the herald, and then if you have a full B shield, you do all tons of damage. This is just a toothpick. This is just a weapon I have to work with the plasma caster, since this has slag, and then this has fire damage. They're not the same guns, so you don't get that increased damage with the same type of gun where you would from 2 pistols here. So I would recommend maybe like a Hellfire with this. I'm going to try to farm for a Hellfire. And then you get the 2 SMG bonus. So now we have the infamous B shield, which you get from either loot midgets, the trees, the tree ants in the forest, and Hunter Hellquist in the Arid Nexus Boneyard, which is the area just behind us when we go through the door. This is arguably one of the best shields in the game, especially for Salvador. This is one that I always rock. I have an 80, so whatever level you are, I generally tend to do 3 to 4 levels before I go to farm another one. So if you're like level 72, say, and you have a 68B, go to the trees and farm for a 72. And then if you have the DLC, you have potential to get even higher than that, and you just can't use it yet. So if you have a 68 and you're a 72, at least try to get something close to your level. But that's where you can get the B shield, and it's highly recommended for this build. Then we have the rubberized Quasar, which is a really good it's one of the best options for Salvador. I like the Stormfront a little better, which you can get from the rats. I'm forgetting exactly what they're called right now. I think it's just the TMNT rats, and I tend to favor that one, but the Quasar is really good. I like to rock the fastball with this build as well because it's direct hit. As long as you have good aim, you can get a good hit. Just a proficiency relic for a cooldown rate. You can get these from loot midgets. As you can see, this is level 72. I've just been using this one. And then the Auspicious Raider, which is 6 to money shot, 5 to locked and loaded. So we get that 11 on money shot instead of 5. And then locked and loaded we get 10, which are these skills here. The ones that are highlighted blue and locked and loaded is increased fire rate when you reload your gun. So again, more bonuses, plus 50% too. That's pretty high. So now that we've gone over the gear and all that stuff, this is just extra stuff that we have. And some stuff I just have to sell because I was doing some farming. But this is just the loadout that I'm rocking right now. Just the gear that I showed. And then we'll just do another quick overview of this so you guys can see this. And then we're going to go right to on our way to Saturn. So we don't have to do any cuts because it's pretty fast. So you just always want a Gunzerk at this point. So we're just going to kill some pup skags. So as you can see, how you can hear that you can hear the noise when I make a shot. That's the amp shot sound from the B shield. I don't know if any more are going to come out of here, but we can go down here. So basically that middle is what you want to focus on. Just keep the kills coming in high. The rabbits are going to be your only problem, but as you can see, we got hit there. We lost our B shield, but that's fine. Since we have 2 pistols, we get that damage bonus. That'll help us along. As you can see, it's very high kill rate. It's very, very easy to kill with this. And we have junk loaders, so we're getting our next batch of different enemies here. We just got done killing some skags. Junk loader. They're armor based, but this is an explosive based weapon. The Unkempt Herald in my right hand, and the Grog Nozzle is just a slag. So the Grog Nozzle itself isn't going to do the most damage. And then you see I'm kind of swaying because the Grog Nozzle will get you drunk. But that's no problem. We just want to worry about slagging. As you can see, we already got our next use of Gunzerking. So that's the other beautiful part about this build, is that you can, as long as you're getting kills, you'll always be able to Gunzerk, which is good for keeping alive, especially on True Vault Hunter, or not True Vault Hunter, Ultimate. So now we're going to get a Saturn kill here, hopefully. It's nice and quick. So as soon as Saturn spawns, you just want to get that. And you can see that shot that I made where it makes a big noise. That's the money shot, which is a heavy impact shot. You can see Saturn's health just disintegrate. We don't have to worry about taking damage here. And that was quick right there. The only thing you have to worry about is his beam that he shoots. I'm just checking to see if I got the Hive, which is a Saturn drop. It would be something if I got it on the video, because I've never gotten it on my own. Doesn't look like we got it. But he did get killed up there, so we'll go check. Oh, I missed it. You want to know the best part, though, is that there is a button on the elevator itself. So I didn't even have to press that. I was just being an idiot. So, did we get a hive? We did not. So, now I'm trying to think in my head here where I want to go. I think I'm going to go into the Torg DLC and look for the Cobra. I'm not going to do a full farm, but there's a lot of enemies at one time, so I kind of just want to showcase how effective the build is for survivability and just overall efficiency and kill rates. So we will be back when we are in the Tiny Tina. I almost said Tiny Torg. In the Torg DLC, and we will fully showcase what Salvador can do. So, I was about to cut, and I did a quick little check up here, and look what we got. We got a legendary, boys. We got it. And you want to know the best part, the invader, right? Saturn, who I just killed, he has a chance to drop the invader. He didn't drop me the invader, but it ended up being in the chest. That's why I'm glad I do the video format, because I can just leave this in. I was gonna cut it, and there we go. We live for moments like this. Alright, so we just entered the beatdown. I tried to remember exactly what the place was called, but it's called the beatdown in Tiny Tina's. I said Tiny Tina's again. Torg DLC. I'm just going to do a quick little batch of selling. Nothing crazy that we got. We have a few class mods here. But that's basically the only thing that you're going to do with Salvador, is you're going to want to do a lot of ammo restocking. But if you can see my money down there, this build is very farming efficient, so you're able to get tons of money. You won't have to worry about a thing. So here we're just going to do a little quick run through, hopefully get a Cobra on camera, because we already got a fucking legendary. So you just want to go in Gunzerk mode, and you just want to go crazy. Aim towards those red dots and the enemies. Your health will continue to go up as you get kills as well, so just as long as you kind of know where everybody is, you get your grenades thrown. The Quasar brings them in like that. Very easy. For those of you who are new to the game, it's the slag right there. It allows double damage. I'm pretty sure it's double damage. Which is, it's a must for Ultimate Vault Hunter, the hardest difficulty. You kind of have to depend on slag a lot. Other classes, you generally have to switch in between, because Salvador is the only one that can dual wield. So the dual wielding makes it very simple. Like this build here is the game's on easy mode. So as you can see, we keep increasing our amount of gunzerking because we never run out, because we're getting kills, and we got another cooldown, or we got another opportunity near the bottom left. So as soon as this runs out, we can use it again. So this build, basically, you never run out of Gunzerk. Which is very, very good to keep alive. Okay, so we only have one gun. We want to get our second one out. We always want to look like this. As long as you're killing, you're fine. Your health will stay regenerated. Worst come to worst, I went down, but you can Gunzerk while you're down. And the Quasar is good for if you throw it and then it'll bring the enemies in as soon as it lands. So as soon as that Quasar gets base and finds somebody, it'll draw them in, deal a good amount of damage, and then you can just finish them off with your gun. However, like I said, I prefer the fastball because as long as you're aiming, it'll generally kill whatever's in front of it. The fastball is hands down one of the best grenade mods in the game, and it's definitely one of the strongest. So we're down again. No big thing. The Herald's very good for the spread. That's one of the reasons I really like it. It's really good for fight for your life moments because you can get that nice spread out of the explosive pellets. Which is one thing I did forget to mention, so we got our cooldown. We'll let that run out. So, what I forgot to mention was, you see how the Herald does that damage, the ×2? So, each pellet that's fired out of the gun does that double damage. So if you take that damage, add that together, and then if there's 3 pellets, it does triple that damage of whatever that total is. 5 shots, 5 times the amount of that damage, and then 7 shots. If it gets all 7 pellets, it does all that damage, and then that's just that damage, and then you plus that with the amp damage of the bee. So it's fucking incredible. So we're kind of just gonna do some cleanup. I didn't check to see if a Cobra was dropped. I doubt it, but that's just a Falcon. Nothing. Damn, no Cobra. That would have been nice to get a Cobra, but we didn't. It's one of the hardest things in the game to get. Alright, so we did that kill. That little run was fun. We only went down twice. We didn't completely die. So let me just see where else we could go. Alright. I figured go to wildlife exploitation. There's a lot of different types of enemies here, so we can kind of see that this build isn't discriminant. And this is a really good place to showcase the Quasar, since all of these stalkers have armor. Or shields, excuse me. And Shock takes the shields right away. And it allows them to not be invisible anymore, which is nice and helpful. So we use Gunzerk. Especially for Rabbids, we want to definitely just spam the Quasar. Takes their shields completely away. So that means you can see them. And then you just use your Slag and your Herald and just pick them apart. And we forgot to mention that everything on Ultimate Vault Hunter is Aaron Rodgers, and they can hit you at any point. Anywhere on the map. Okay. What? You dropped a quest? Well, that's the Henry quest. We'll take that. Stop hitting me, you fuck! Okay. You motherfucker. See, this is why taking away their shields are important. Because you can get them out of the way. So we're just going to pick up that quest because Henry's a nice little farm. Okay. So now we have robots and humans. And we just had stalkers, so we'll continue to use our grenades. The surveyors have armor, but that's no trouble. The surveyors take damage from explosive. Get him out of there. What is fucking... Oh, the exploders. So as you can see, I'm just holding down the triggers of both guns and just aiming in a general direction, and then the Herald does the rest with its spread. Super badass rack. What the fuck's that surveyor doing there? He was just sitting there chilling. Yeah, the Herald's very easy to use, as long as you just aim in the general direction. Especially if it's a flying enemy. Then you'll hit them. You won't miss. And you can just walk over the ammo and pick it up. And we have ammo regen. So So now we just have more constructors, engineers, things like that. These angelic guards are a little tough, but not with this build. You have the slag. We want to we want to do that to them to stop their things from spinning. Just aim near the ground and the explosive damage will kind of shake them up a bit. I almost wasn't allowed to shoot that. I would have been a little pissed. So you always want to throw those grenades out, the quasar, because again, it draws them in. It has a black hole effect on it. So it's always good to throw those when you're about to die. Because then if the quasar is in front of you, the enemies will be right there in front of you, and then you can just shoot them while you're on the ground. Just basic shit that you learn when playing for so long. Yeah, you fuck. I hate the surveyors, I really do. So we're just going to try to get a quick run and then get to the loot midgets as fast as possible so we can get faster movement speed. While we're gunzerked. Then we have some giant some giant skags here. So now our cooldown is starting. You always want to look at your radar so then you can backwards jump and jump across back and forth. Again, just more things you'll learn playing the game for so long. Your own grenades can fucking hurt you too. That's annoying. Yeah, that just killed them. They stood no chance, and these guys are higher level than me too. Because I'm max level. Well, I'm not quite. I still need to get 2 overpowered levels. It's the spread that really makes the Herald shine. Because again, just general direction aiming, they'll die. So this is where you want to really showcase the quasar. These rabbits are tough, so you kind of just want to outrun them. Use the quasar to kind of set them back to stop them from following you. We ran out of grenades, that's fine, because we're about to get a cooldown. We just want to ignore the rabbit. Them and the racks will just fight on their own. We got a vending machine up here, so we'll just get replenished up there. I don't know if Pomone and Toomba are here. Doesn't look like they are. You wanted to start the fight with me, dude. I was just trying to go through the door. Little fucking pup skag. Get out of here. A little pup skag of balls. Okay. Alright. So just go to the vending machine, replenish. Replenish our grenades for sure. We actually want to check these boxes too, because there might be some loot midgets in there. Sometimes it happens. Do a quick little check. They fucking scare you too, you gotta be careful. Alright, I like them, they're up here. Easy to kill. So now we have loaders again. No problem. The build is not discriminant when it comes to dealing damage on enemies. Any enemy can fall victim to this because it's explosive. You can see it's very easy to dispose. Stalkers, loaders, skags, all alike. Get the money shots kicking in, which is that weird sound that you hear near the end of a clip. So now we have a giant stalker, ultimate badass, that's fine. We can use the grenade mod to keep him in place, shoot down his shield. He's already dead. Get the bull loader. The quasar pulled him in a bit. That ultimate badass. We just stood right up to him, shot off his gun. There we go. More dead enemies. Pick up our iridium. That slag lick is glitched, by the way. It might glitch for you. Since you deal so much slag damage, the counter is, like, broken. Like, if it shows mine, like, this is my slag licked counter. I think it's just in general. Yeah, show it right quick, just because it is pretty weird. Yeah, like, slag licked, that's where we're supposed to end at. And it'll just let me get all the levels, so my bonus, my badass rank will just keep increasing. I broke the game somehow. Okay, we got more of these stalkers. That's okay. Perfectly fine. The pestilence are a little annoying, but we'll just bring them together. The B shield is awesome to have, but as you can see, you don't always need it active to deal damage. So, we can open these boxes for the loot midgets. We have 3 of them. They're already all dead. Oh, there's one left. The jet loaders can fly away too, so you kind of want to just kill them as fast as possible. So, as you can see, those loot midgets are tough too, and we just disposed of them like they were nothing. But yeah, they have a high chance to drop these too. The Heart of the Ancients, those are actually really good. Fight for your lifetime's increased. Things like that. Is that actually a better cool rate on my shit? Or it doesn't? No, it doesn't. Okay. So guys, yeah, I hope that kind of showed you guys how good this build is in just high traffic areas. I highly recommend it. It's the only Salvador build that I've used and that I will ever use. It seems to have a lot more uses than you would think it does. So, hope you guys liked the video. Hit like if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you liked it also. We like to keep it all the way J. See you guys.